Danny Garcia versus Brandon Rios. In this video, I will be discussing the key factors of this fight and make my prediction on the outcome. But before that, I want to ask you to do the same and make your prediction. Go down to the comment section beneath this video and let me know whether you are picking Danny Garcia or Brandon Rios and how you see this fight going. Remember to subscribe to this channel for more big fight predictions. So we've got Danny Garcia versus Brandon Rios. This is taking place in Vegas. This brings together two former world champions, highly experienced in huge title fights. You know, both have got KO power and both need wins to get back to the top. And for me, this has potential fight of the year contender written all over. So the story here is that Danny Garcia is coming off a loss to Keith Thurman in what was a gigantic fight in the welterweight division. I predicted that Keith Thurman would win. I thought he would have the edge, but let's be real, it was a phenomenally close battle between two elite operators, and in the end there was the split decision victory for Keith Thurman, and he unified those two belts. But despite that, one of the questions that I have is that Danny Garcia, does he get the respect that he deserves? Because I believe that, you know, he is one of the best welterweights and light welterweights of the last few years. He's been in with some top operators. You just look at his championship run over two weights, who he beat and defended against. Very, very impressive. And he even went the distance and had the split decision against Keith Thurman. And let's be real, he believes that he won that. Okay, that's how close that fight is. So, you know, he is a great top level welterweight. But should we be writing off Brandon Rios? Because Rios, he can make a fight of this. He can make a fight of this, and he can hurt Danny Garcia. Because Danny Garcia, despite the positives that he does have, he is very hittable. He's open to being hit, and he can be hurt. But we've seen him to have a phenomenal chin in the past, and he's been in against some big hitters. You know, we just have to look about how he fared against Matisse. He took some bombs in that. He rode through it, and then he picked him apart and ground him down. Okay, you know, there's no secret to what Rios' game plan will be. It's going to be attempting to get in close, hurting Garcia, and trying to create a war. You know, for me, I believe that he'll be hoping to get in there and hurt Garcia fairly quickly, and that is how he will make a fight of it. But if he cannot get in there and hurt him early, you know, Rios going the distance is not a good thing for him, and he knows that. He knows that. You know, he's lost his last two that went the distance, and the previous distance fight that he competed in was a split decision victory, but he actually missed the weight on that. Before then, he had a draw, you know, and we're going back over a decade to where he was able to go the distance and be victorious. Okay, so it's not a good sign for Rios to go the distance against anyone. Okay, and you know, two of Rios's three defeats, he was completely schooled. And we're talking about Tim Bradley, Manny Pacquiao. They took him to school, you know, and they taught him, you know, life-changing boxing lessons. You know, it was a struggle for him. He didn't have the answers at all. But here's the big question. Will Danny Garcia be able to do the same? Now, he doesn't quite have the phenomenal movement of those guys, but it is light years ahead of Rios. And for me, Danny Garcia will be able to box cleverly in this fight, force Rios to chase him whilst he lands accurate shots and breaks him down over the duration of the fight. And for me, it's a late stoppage win for Garcia, and he looks good doing it. Now, moving forward for Danny Garcia, I believe that it's almost impossible to predict what's next. I heard that he was offered Sean Porter, turned it down. But, you know, the division is stacked. I mean, probably more than any other division, it is absolutely stacked with phenomenal talent. And the fact that we have guys in the weight class above and below that could also make fights here at welterweight. You know, there are so many massive, huge blockbuster fights that could occur. It's pretty much impossible to predict where he will go next and how he will fare, because we just don't know. We've got all of the other guys that seem to have fights at the moment. We need to see how they fare in those fights early 2018, and then we can see what massive fights will occur. So there you go. My prediction is a late stoppage victory for Danny Garcia, and he moves back in to the winning side of the ring. And yeah, so let me know what your prediction is. Do you agree with my prediction? Danny Garcia, Brandon Rios. Let me know in the comment section below. And remember to hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you in the next prediction.